In today's video, we're doing an SEO expansion game plan for a dumpster company. So he's already ranking, and we're going to show you guys what I would do if you're already ranking. We've already got him ranking in the area he's at, how to get more leads, how to get taken for more areas, etc. If this is your first time watching, my name is William. I have over 20 years of SEO and marketing experience. So if you need assistance or anything like that, you want us to do an SEO audit, or you have any questions, simply comment below and I will do that for you. If this is your first time watching or you are a fan of the channel, make sure to share on your wall, share our live video. And remember, we're just here to help people. We're here to do our best to help business owners like yourself. You can literally take the information I talk about and apply it yourself. Don't have to hire us, but if you love to support us, you just simply go over to wolfforgedigitalagency.com. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. So this is the company, and we did a video about this yesterday. He's a dumpster company, and he's located just outside of Augusta. All right, he's in Georgia, but he's outside of Augusta. So the biggest city near him, you got the closest to him is Augusta. The next one's Atlanta. So here's where he's currently ranking at. He's doing excellent. He's number one overall in his entire area. The problem is this is a low population area. Okay. Nothing we can do about that when this is your address. So right now this isn't a 10-mile radius. So what we're going to do, we're going to run this report just to see, okay, the dumpster rental, how far out are we ranking? So what I'll do is I'm going to take it out to 20 miles. And as you can see, even at 20 miles, he's still not in Augusta. At 30 miles, he's still not going to be in Augusta. At about 50 miles is when he'll actually cover Augusta. The problem being, and you'll usually see this in any city, like if you come into, let's say, Atlanta, or in this case, let's do this, I'll show you. If we go over to maps and we just type in, for example, Augusta, Georgia, generally speaking, anything outside of these red markers, once you're near the edge of this marker or outside of it, it's going to be hard to rank. You always want to be in the city center. The city center. So we want to be as closest to the center of Augusta as possible. Okay? We don't want to be at the edges. And unfortunately for him, he's not just outside of the edges or near the edges. He's in a whole nother area in a small portion of Georgia. So what will we do? We're going to try and see how far out we can push it. So I'm going to go back to the GeoGrid, and I'm going to drop it down to 20 miles, and then we'll do 30 miles, and then we'll do 50 just to see about how far out he is and if we can actually rank him. Because sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes it does not matter if you are that far away. I've actually ranked someone in a 40-mile radius. Now, what will I do if he can't rank in that area? So while this is running, we'll go ahead and stop sharing. But if you can't get him ranked in that huge area, from a 50-mile radius, because he's so far outside of Augusta, then my next option for you, Gary, is going to be you need to get a Google My Business listing inside of Augusta. Now, you may say, well, I don't have the money to rent an office space. Well, that anywhere from $500 to $900 a month for rent is costing you thousands of dollars a month, because I can guarantee if you had a GMB inside of Augusta, I can definitely rank it. And I can rank it within 3 months or less. But we're going to see how far out we can go, okay? And we'll go from there. But I can tell you this, generally speaking, the best way is going to be, in your case, it's going to wind up being getting another GMB sometimes. I know that's not what most people want to hear, but that's the best solution, especially if you're this far away from it. Now, when I ran it out 20 miles, it's not bad, to be honest. You actually stop ranking going towards Dublin, which I don't think you want to necessarily rank in Dublin because it's not a big city, anyways. And you don't want to rank over here. We're trying to get towards Augusta. So at 20 miles, you're still in the top 3. And that I can even say you're in the top 1 if I just get rid of this ship down here that you don't want to rank in anyway. So now what we're going to do, we're going to rescan it, and we're going to go out 30 miles. And I want to see about where are we at when it comes to ranking. Am I losing even more traction when I go to Augusta, or is it about the same? Because right now, looking at it, I might be able to get you ranked in Augusta, even though the GMB is a long ways away. I mean, it's a good ways away. I'll put it that way. So you guys want to see about how far out he is from it. So how far away is he? So if we just go to, for example, he is, let's just say, Delwood, Georgia, all the way to Augusta. So he's over an hour away. You're like an hour and 30 minutes away. So it's a long ways away from where you want to rank at. And that's the problem. I generally try to stay within 20 miles or 20 miles or less. So now when we reran the GeoGrid, you can see you definitely are losing a lot of traction because you're so far away from it. And this is at a 30-mile radius. So you could tell me, for example, I don't want to rank in these areas. This is the information I would need to know. And if you want to rank solely only in Augusta, another way we could do this is I can move the GeoGrid and be like, okay, let's only concentrate on Augusta and see how bad it is. So you can actually move a GeoGrid. Believe it or not, you just pick it up and drop it. And if I wanted to rank in Augusta, I can go, okay, let's see if I'm ranking in Augusta, or can I rank in Augusta? And as you can see, he's, when I moved it, it's definitely a good distance away from it. So if you guys have any SEO questions or anything, just go ahead and feel free to drop them below, and I will gladly answer them. Let's see, I'm waiting on this to get done running, and then I'll show you. But number one is going to be in my opinion, you're going to wind up needing a GMB inside of Augusta. Now, what do I mean by inside Augusta? Augusta, Georgia, inside the latitude and longitude. So I want to be as close to the Latin long as possible. So as close to this as possible. So if I go, and I'm trying to get in the city center, generally it's going to be in downtown Augusta. And that's what I generally am going to go after. Now let's see, it should be about done running. Now we do set up GMBs for people. We do it all the time. It costs $350 when we set them up. As you can see, you are nowhere near, you're not ranking whatsoever inside of Augusta. So your main problem is going to be that you need a GMB. It's not, I can put as much content on there as I want, but I'm never going to rank the local map there. I can rank in the organic without ever even having a map. But most people, when they're on their phone looking for a dumpster rental company, they're going to want to find someone in the Google Maps. So that's going to be my suggestion if you want to rank inside of Augusta. Let's see what else here, because I know you asked something else, Mr. Gary. Now, I did see something else. It was Darren Shaw. He actually mentioned this. So, for example, you guys, a lot of times when you have a website, and I'm going to show you some just common, if you will, mistakes. So this is one thing right off the bat, Gary, I would tell you to do is make your phone number clickable. I want to make it so that anytime someone comes to the website, they can click it. I also want to make it so that this header with your logo and the phone number and your area never moves. It's a stick. I want it to be a sticky header, so anytime someone scrolls, they always see your phone number. Okay, that's going to be number one. This phone number is click to call here. You always want to have one major form and multiple call to actions. This is where I would disagree with some people, like Darren. He said, you just want one major call to action. That's it. What I normally want is I want information, a call to action, information, call to action, just like you have here. Information, no call to action. So I personally want information, call to action. And I want it to be a clickable phone number, information, another call to action, information, another call to action, information, another call to action, like this. Information, call to action. Why? Because most people are not as smart as we think they are. And they get, if you will, distracted. So when I'm on any one of your pages, I don't personally want forms, because for the most part, most people looking for home service want a phone number. They want to call someone, get you on the phone, and that's it. They don't want to sit there and have to look and hope and pray that you're going to call them back after they fill out a form. So let's go. This is a service page. I would want information, call to action, like your phone number, information, call to action, which is a form here. It's decent. I would want, even on your website personally, I personally would want services set up, actual service pages, covering every possible topic about dumpster rental, not just simply demolition, and dumpster rental in the various cities. That being said, for example, like what? Dumpster rental for construction companies, residential, commercial, cleanups, cleanouts, a bunch. I mean, you're talking about hundreds of pages that I personally would recommend, but that's based on if you were in Augusta. Now, let's say you want to leave this website alone. You want another website. You can actually start another website just for Augusta. And then I would optimize that entire website for Augusta. Now, you can do that one or two ways if you want the content and you don't want to have to pay separately for the content. If you go to our SEO packages under Wolf Forge Digital Agency, you'll see that the platinum right here actually comes with 1 million words of content for 600 plus pages on the website. Now, you can start out with this, get this just for this, and then downgrade if needed be to one of the other programs once the website's built out and those pages are added. That's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is just straight up buy the content. If you buy the content, that's $2,000. But number one is going to be getting a GMB, Google My Business or Google Business Profile listing in Augusta. And if you do that, you can add it to your current website. That's going to be number one. You can do that and then concentrate on Augusta, optimize the entire website for Augusta. Second option is new website with a new Google listing, and then optimize the second location for Augusta, which covers even more territory and you're dominating even more, which means when you start covering multiple cities, you're going to wind up covering multiple cities, which means multiple potential clients, which means a lot more leads. I always want multiple Google My Business listings. So I hope this answered your question today, Gary. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out. Remember, my name is William, and greatness is forged with discipline.